Transformational Conscious Arts. The art of listening to energy. Deep listening is an art form. It is essential to learn to listen deeply in order to build a relationship with universal intelligence. As we learn to still our minds, let go of our reactions, and listen from our center, we move into real intimacy with it. Through mastering the art of listening, we begin to feel and take in what another person is saying to us. We learn to listen to the transmission of energy coming behind the words. The universe communicates with us all the time through the language of energy. As we develop the skill of deep listening, we can learn to read and interpret what this energy is saying to us in each moment. Now, for me, this is a really exciting tool because as I've learned to develop the ability to listen to and follow this energy, it has evolved me to places in my life that I would never have imagined. Like, for example, I'm from Dublin and now I'm living in Panama. And that really all just came from following the energy and where it was guiding me. This is a language, and when I came to the conscious arts, it was a language that really just, I feel we all know intuitively, like animals live through their instincts and through the language of energy. And so do we. Our bodies are designed as tuning forks and as instruments that are always listening and reacting to energy. And this energy has an intelligence, and it really talks to us through expansion or contraction.
In the body.
And in the body, exactly. So one of the basic tools of listening to energy that the conscious arts has taught me is really tuning in deeply to whether I feel an expansion or whether I feel a contraction in a situation. And that can be just simple, ordinary things like someone's invited me for a dinner, or I'm asked to go to a party. So what I try to do is step back and just really tune into what's the energy that I feel. Do I feel an expansion or do I feel a contraction? Now sometimes I don't listen to it and I walk myself into the contraction, which is okay because I'm here to learn. But yet I'll always come out of it having thought to myself, I kind of knew that was going to happen, but I didn't really listen to it. But getting it wrong and making mistakes, that's all part of learning and how we grow. But listening to energy really has the power to take us to whole new dimensions, because what we're really listening to is the intelligence and its evolutionary force that is always expanding us beyond our limitations and into a whole new reality. And when you can build a body that's sensitive to that, you're really living in alignment with its abundance.
For me, listening to energy is something that is developed over time. You know, the conscious arts are about essentially purifying your body so that you can feel, see, follow, hear the energy. And what that brings to your life, really, you know, we talked about beginner's mind and what your pictures on life. What I realized reasonably early is that if you really surrender to the process of, you know, purifying your body so that you can realize and feel the universe in your body, it has the potential to move you to places that you've no idea in your life. And your life can be completely different. And that doesn't stop, you know. You could be 60, you could be 80, and you could still be turning around and your whole reality.
You could be 13, 14.
You could be 13, 14.
Doesn't matter what age you are.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter, you know. The energy's always looking to expand you. And, you know, there's a lot of misconceptions. I can only say for the religion that I grew up through, that, you know, that really God is this sort of guy up in the sky that's kind of a bit like this old male structure, kind of telling you you're not really getting it right, you could do better, and all that sort of stuff. That's not really the case. I feel the true reality of the universe is it just really wants you to win. It loves you. It thinks you're amazing. And really the only thing that's getting in the way of you realizing that is this and everything that we've been doing for centuries, But that can all change, and it's the arts, I feel, is a solution for a lot of things, really, like, people talk about suicide and that sort of stuff, and nobody really knows why do people do it. We've learned that times like that can be when aspects of you are dying. So if you know divine alchemy, you know to shine light in it, and you can chip away at that part of you that's dying, and be engaging with the universe, and observe a consciousness, because you're listening to the energy, and you've a good idea of what's happening to you in your life, and the ups and downs of life. They're only, the downs can be just deeper levels to which you're going through to come up singing. Yep. So that's part of listening to the energy, and that's the beauty of the arts. As we said, it's an energetic structure. All different aspects of them are happening all the time, and it's just practice that it takes to get there. And it's worth saying, because nobody ever told me, hey, would you like to be the Buddha, or would you like to be Jesus, or something like that? Nobody knows. Nobody knows that it's possible to raise your consciousness in life. People might think you have to go to a monastery or whatever, but that's just a mindset. That's a mindset, and the arts moves beyond that, because it's energy, and energy is in every aspect of everything all over the planet, and you may be asked to go into aspects that you have no idea, but in there you'll learn and come out from it with consciousness in relation to it, So, I know the universe doesn't judge, because I know that my mind does have a tendency to judge, but it shows me again and again that it's my mind, because we just never know. We never know fully where the expansion is, and that's why it's so good to listen to the energy, and to have beginner's mind, and have trust, and all of the aspects.
The art of acceptance. We can only really gain vision by living life and playing out what we need to in order to learn and grow. We are not here to get it right. We are here to make mistakes and to experience life with our eyes wide open in order to develop discernment and wisdom. Only then can we really graduate from behavior patterns, situations, and relationships that no longer serve us. So acceptance is a tool that really allows us to flow with life. And it's a tool that sometimes I find challenging, because I guess a lot of my desires and programs and expectations in life always have a desired goal or outcome that I want to achieve. And life isn't like that, and the intelligence of the universe doesn't always work like that, because sometimes what it's going to give me is going to be far greater than any of my own expectations. So learning to accept reality is a big tool, I guess, in learning how to just relax into the moment. And as part of that, learning how to allow, and also to accept ourselves, to accept myself in my imperfections, and then then if I accept myself, I can accept other people too. So it's a powerful tool.
Yeah, really, because to be quite honest, there's parts of ourselves that we don't want to go into because they scare us, Personally, that's kind of, by the time I really started practicing the arts, I'd kind of had enough of, you know, what was going on? What were these thoughts patterns? What was going on with these voices? Always making me feel strange, and, you know, what were they? What were they all about? There's aspect of our mind that's pure mind that is psychosis, you know? We all got an aspect of us that's crazy. We spend most of our lives trying to pretend we're not crazy. There is a part of us that's nuts, you know? And really, that part of us is screaming out, wanting us to engage with me, you know? See what's happening here. And when you do, that is a deep process, and you got to accept all these aspects of ourselves, because we're human. So you name it, jealousy, competitiveness, hate, need, whatever.
Self-judgment.
We have it all. This aspect of me has it all. Some more than others. Some aspects of it are stronger than others. But as humans, we have it all. And if we're in denial in relation to it, and hey, that's a big part. If you're not even engaging with it, you're certainly in denial. If you do engage with it, it makes you whole.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It's not like there's something in the background that's operating you, leading you strange places, or, you know, what is it? What's it doing? Do you know all of yourself? The arts allow you to do it, and accepting every aspect of yourself, even accepting parts of yourself that you think are you, and you'll find out that they're not you. But at least if you go there, you've a chance to know, you know? And that goes across the board. So it can sort out a lot of confusion in relation to a lot of different issues. And really, you know, if people really got on board this worldwide, it would change a lot of things. It would change a lot of things, you know? Because, you know, you see it in the media, you see it all over the world. You see it in football, the World Cup's on right now, and, you know, people kick a guy, he falls on the ground, they're like, oh, I didn't touch him. You did. You did. These aspects of ourselves are always pretending that it's not how it is. But, you know, that dissipates when you really engage. I'm going to say that the last thing was really the biggest turning point in relation to me and my tumour that was on the base of my brain, was realising that I had this aspect of myself that first they opened my head and went at it with this and went at it at that, and then put radiotherapy into it and all that sort of stuff. It was trying to kill this aspect of me, you know? So, because I was terrified that it was going to kill me. Now, it was only until I really fully merged with it and realised that I was terrified with it that I had a chance to break the energetic contraction that was caused by the operation, by the radiotherapy, and the part of me that didn't want to engage with it, you know? Engaging fully with your illness, all aspects of yourself, any illness you can talk about, I know deeply from myself, has any range, a huge range of emotional issues related to it. That causes the confusion, it causes the cells to go all over the place, and people get sick from that, you know? That's not something that's covered by Western medicine. And I wouldn't be alive without Western medicine, but then there's the other side to it, and it's so important. It just is. Now, people don't need to engage with it, but if you do, you can really cure, you know, you can cure the foundation of it.
I have gained a lot from the healing work they have helped me with, and there's not so many people around who are so clear with energy. So I would go get them and have a few sessions and make big shifts in your life. Be happier, more content, and also learn to be more in alignment with light. Learn how to work with energy, how to go with expansion rather than contraction. How your life can be more harmonious and more exciting. So go and have a session. Do a big favor for yourself and use them.
I feel that the work that Ciara and Ted does is just unlimited. It's just it's infinite. I feel that I want more. I feel that I want more. I want more of it. Like he didn't even have to touch me. So now I want some of those, a few of those massages and some of this other treatment.
We learn to get out of the way and become channels of expression for this transformational energy. First for ourselves and then for those around us. So the love affair is really at the foundation of all the other arts, because once you decide to step on the path, or once I decided to step on this path, it was really because I felt that there was so much more than what I grew up in, and I started to sense this presence or this energy pulling me into itself. And as I followed that, and it guided me towards the arts and learning different structures that helped me to deal with life and to get to know myself, one of the things that I realized was that it really wants to be in a love affair with us. Just as we want to be in a love affair with it wants to be in a love affair with us just as much. And my teacher used to say that, the more that you engage with this intelligence, with the universe, the more it's going to engage with you. And so I just started to treat it like my best friend. If I was feeling something, if I felt lonely, I'd say, hey, you want to go for a walk? Or just started to include it in everything that I did, so it became this tangible force in my life that is really at the basis of everything for me. And over the years, you develop enough trust in that relationship that even if something happens and your partner leaves you or you lose everything, you know that what you have in that love affair is something that's really solid and it's built on rock. And when you got to that place, there's a relaxation and abundance. Even if you don't have anything, there's a true abundance that comes from just being in connection with that divine love affair and what it fills you up with.
The love affair for me, it's the nearest thing to me. In a way, it's like I spend all my life in relation to that love affair, talking to it, checking in with it,
asking it for guidance.
Yeah, asking it for guidance. I suppose the journey almost is knowing to what degree it's coming from the love affair and to what degree I'm getting in the way of that love affair. And again, I just got to say, the realization of what it can give you as it goes on. And the first year, the second year, it's amazing. The third year, the 26th year, the 28th year, it just doesn't stop. And I am so grateful that I got turned on to this. I just am. It is the love affair, and as Ciara said, like if somebody leaves you in life or somebody dies or something, they're probably the times that you will build that deeper love affair within you.
And you've just reminded me that part of the way that I can access that love affair is through the feelings of love and gratitude. So when I focus on the feeling of love, self-love, and the feelings of gratitude, it really helps me to access that love affair.
Yeah.
No matter what's happening, even to be grateful for The
whatever's
good, the
been
bad.
presented.
Exactly, yeah.
Whatever's
exactly.
been presented.
Whatever.
You know, it turns everything around.
Yeah,
I remember in a very tough time in my life, and then I just remembered gratitude.
yeah.
And I started thanking that part of me, through getting back to my love affair as such. And it pulled me out of that hole.
Yeah, because sometimes we leave it.
Yeah, we leave it, we forget about it, and we're not happy with what we've been. You know, how did all this happen? If you're following the universe so much, how did you end up in this spot? Because life does that. And yet,
Yeah.
you know, that's the journey.
As we let go of the old world reality that has no real connection with energy or how the universe works, we move into a reality of serving and trusting the universe. We master the art of moving out of control. We put the universe in charge and begin to serve it, listening in each moment to what it is asking of us. We may find that what we thought were our real dreams and desires pale in comparison to the endless gifts that we receive from the universe as we trust in its effortless ability to provide for us.
So surrender to serve is a high place to focus your life towards moving to, as such. Surrender to serve is a high place for you to focus, to move your life to. Surrender and serving, you know, you can apply that to so many things, but essentially what this is that you're looking to serve the universe. So you're looking to serve your highest purpose, your highest possibilities of realizing it coming true you know, as a co-creator, and serving it as in getting out of your own way, because you could feel expansion. It could be calling you, and you feel it in your body to go somewhere, and it mightn't suit your agenda. You got to get on board, you know, and you got to trust it, because that's the adventure. That's the adventure of the process, is moving out of control, because there's so much of us that is in control of ourselves. And you know, I think once we leave our parents, we're like, okay, well, now we're going to do what we want to do, you know? Like, moving out of control and serving. And it turns things around so that you're working for the universe. That's your employer. And you serve it. So you mightn't like cleaning the toilet, but what if you're serving the universe by cleaning it? It changes it around.
It's like
And
an attitude towards
it's an attitude towards
life.
Yeah, towards everything. And
Yeah.
and surrender, you know, is massive, because I feel personally what ended up in my work, and I think it ends up in so many other people's work, is we intuitively we come into the world, and we're in a world of energy as little children, as like up until about 2 years of age. We're completely in energy, and yet we're pulled out of that into the world of rationale, and where we're not really treated as young kids with the respect that they deserve, because they can feel energy. They're put into situations that don't serve them, and they start crying and stuff, and they're told to shut up, rather than, hey, what's up? Oh, look, the energies, there's something up with the energy here. Either there's something up with what I'm doing, what we're playing out between us, or the environment that we've put you in. So instead of, you know, controlling that magnificence of their energetic bodies and their interpretations of how they're operating within it, we put our frustrations, our control, etc. on it. Now, what happens then is we throw tantrums as kids, and we learn to resist, and that persists. And you know, it can lead to, in my case, I know it caused me to have a life-threatening illness in my mid-20s, you know. So the surrendering and not going with the nose, not going with the contraction, not looking to do it your own way. That's massive, because you can't. You can't fully realize the universe in yourself if you really only rely on yourself, because there's too many blind spots that our minds have. So surrender is massive.
Well said.
Thank you.
The Transformational Conscious Arts and their mastery guides us there.